Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard. Today I'm going to do a verbal comparison of my thoughts, having owned both bikes, of the BSA GoldStar that came out a couple of years ago and the range of bikes for like the Triumph Bonneville T100. Now the Bonneville T100 also includes the SE model, and these are the 865cc engines that produce about 61 or 65 horsepower, of which I've had about 4 of them. I've had 4, and 2 of those was when I lived in Qatar. One of the subscribers has asked me to do a comparison against these 2 bikes, having me owned both of the bikes. So I thought I'd share my knowledge and experiences with you based on that comparison. So let's get a few things straight from the onset. Just bear with me a second. Just bear with me. Let me just scratch my nose. There we are. We're all back online now. So I owned a BSA GoldStar, the new BSA GoldStar, for about 9 months, and then sold it on. I actually bought it for as a channel bike, and it was a great bike. Absolutely wonderful bike. That produces about 45 horsepower, or is it 47? Absolutely wonderful machine. And I've had about 4 of the Triumph Bonneville 865 engines. I've had 4 of them. 2 whilst I was living in Qatar, and 1 or 2 whilst I was living in the UK. And again, they are wonderful machines. Regardless of the machines for Triumph or BSA, I never had any problems with either. That said, I used to service the machines myself and looked after them and rode them with some form of respect. I never thrashed them. I just rode around like I do currently on my Triumph T120 Bonneville. I ride it around just normally. I don't go thrashing the tits off the bike and, you know, putting too much pressure on the conrod and the valves. I don't get the valves bouncing in the cylinder head. I'm not bothered about that. And, you know, so I've never had any problems with either. So let's have a look at the numbers. You can buy now a BSA GoldStar for approximately £4,400. That may or may not include the on-road costs. I'm not sure. These are brand new numbers. These are for brand new. You can't get the 865 anymore from Triumph, and that's been replaced with the Speed Twin or the Street Twin, and that's again a 900cc engine producing similar amounts of horsepower and torque to the previous generation on the 865 engine, which is and the main difference is, one is the newer models are water cooled, and the previous version that I had 4 of was air cooled, and I believe they were oil cooled. Air cooled but oil cooled. Now you can buy one of the previous generation Bonnevilles, the 865 engine, the air-cooled engine, from £3,500 upwards. Whilst I'm doing this, I shall show you some figures off Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and some of those numbers are ridiculous. So some people are asking for I don't know, I'll give an example, and this may be inaccurate. A 13-year-old bike for a 13-year-old Bonneville 865 engine, with 4,000 miles on it because it's been a garage queen for £6,500, which means for an extra £2,500 you could buy a brand new Triumph Speed Twin or Street Twin for £9,000. So some people are a bit, you know, ambitious. Ambitious is a good word, with the amount that they expect to get for a second-hand motorcycle, even though it's just a few miles. You know, it's not the bike's fault that it was a garage queen. You can pick the Bonneville 865 up from £3,500. There is the Newchurch edition, which I have had one of them whilst living in Qatar, which was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The colour scheme on it was wonderful. There is one on Facebook at the moment for about, I think about £4,500, a 2015 model. So that's 9 years old now. 9 years old. I mean, if I went up to buy it, I'm sure you could get it for £4,000. It's been advertised for quite a couple of weeks now, and it's not far from me actually. But maybe you could get it for £4,000. Maybe the owner's adamant that they're not going to sell it for £4,000. I'm just guessing, yeah. So, what are my thoughts about the BSA? A wonderful bike. If you're going to get a GoldStar, you're going to have a wonderful time on it. That 650cc single engine is absolutely lovely. It's so much fun, and it really flies. It really flies. I know there's been issues with some of the bikes where wiring is not being great or the engine management light comes on, but I believe that that's all been rectified from a business perspective with the dealers around the UK. I believe they're on the road to rectification. The BSA GoldStar is a wonderful bike, and it offers what I believe, and this is my opinion. Remember, opinions are not fact, yes, but my opinion is, on the road, it's the most retro, styly bike that you can buy. Now, I know I'm on a retro at the moment with the T120, and this is real Premier class when it comes to retro. But that doesn't mean to say it's really close to the retros of the past, of the 60s. Well, I personally think that the BSA GoldStar is probably the closest machine you can buy now that's a reflection of the past. Yeah? And that's my thought, that's my opinion. It's not fact, it's just my opinion. You may think the same, you may think it's another bike. That's absolutely fine. Yeah? I'm trying to keep out of the mud on the roads on this February day. So excuse my riding style. But I have had. So that's that. Would I buy that? £4,500? It's a great bike for a brand new bike and comes with a 4-year warranty. That's a great deal. And you're going to get lots of people stopping you on the street to ask if it's been if you've rebuilt an old BSA, because it looks so close to the old BSA, the original BSA GoldStars. Now let's have a talk about the Triumph Bonnevilles. The Bonnevilles are premium class, we know that. Even the 865s of the past, the previous generation. The current generation, which costs about just over £9,000 to buy. Just over, and I presume that's plus on the road costs as well. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. The new Speed Twin has got a 270-degree crank on a twin cylinder. The previous generation that I've had in the past, the 865, is a 360-degree crank. So it's much more typical of twins of the past, shall we say. And that doesn't mean to say it's any worse or any better, it's just different, and they're great. They are great. What would I buy? If I had £4,500 right now, what would I buy? A brand new BSA GoldStar, or would I buy a Triumph T100 865? Based on my experience and the kind of bikes I really love and how I want to use them, I would probably go for the Triumph Bonneville. Probably something like a 2013. No, I would go for that Newchurch for £4,000 or £4,500. Let's assume we can get it down to £4,000. I would go for the Newchurch because my experiences of having Triumph Bonnevilles has been perfect. I've never had any issue at all. That said, I've looked after them. Yeah, I have looked after them and made sure that they are well and truly given a good service. Oh dear. Let's take a right here. So, if you're in the marketplace at the moment for a new machine or another machine, then you might want to consider something like the BSA GoldStar, brand new for £4,400 plus on the road costs, I'm assuming. So that makes it for what, £4,600? Or a second-hand Garage Queen for the similar price like the Newchurch edition, and I'll put some screens up so you can see it. Can I also ask, if you've got this far, can I also ask you to subscribe to the channel? Subscriptions are now going very slow, and it's not because people aren't viewing it, it's just because I'm not asking. Can I please ask you to subscribe? It makes a massive difference to the channel and it costs you nothing. It makes a massive difference to the channel. And if you find any of this useful, then give it a thumbs up as well. So, if I got £4,500 and I was going to buy another bike, I would probably buy that Newchurch edition that I flashed up, because I think they're great. I've had wonderful times on the Bonneville 865s, of which the Newchurch is. I've had wonderful times riding solo and riding with a pillion. Absolutely wonderful. That said, if you love the nostalgia, you really should consider the BSA GoldStar. And the money is the £4,500 for a new bike is incredible, with a 4-year warranty is incredible. There are my thoughts. What do you think? Tell me below. Have you had the T100 or an 865 variant like the SE or the Newchurch? What were your thoughts on that? What's been your thoughts on owning a BSA GoldStar? You hear so much bad news about the BSA GoldStar. A lot of it's unfounded. It really is. It's amazing how you hear nothing but bad news about products. Yeah. And I think it's a bit unfair. The problem with BSA, and I'm assuming they are now sorting this out, is the management of BSA as a manufacturer and as an organisation. I've made videos on my opinions on that particular element in previous videos, so go and check them out in the in the history of the channel. Yeah. BSA are a great bike, and they are bringing out the new B65 very soon. I'm assuming that price will be £6,500 in competition with the Royal Enfield Interceptor Bear 650. However, if Royal Enfield was, if BSA was smart, they'd bring it in at 5,500 to try and encourage people to buy based on the last year or two's experience and bad rapport the BSA GoldStar has had, which is not the truth. The GoldStar is wonderful. I did try and get in touch with BSA and say, will you help me out getting the bike over to America, and I'll do Route 66 on the BSA GoldStar. They never came back to me. They weren't interested. That's the problem with the manufacturing marketing team. They're not interested, and that's a cultural thing. That's over in India. They truly think that the bike can sell itself, but that's not how it works in the Western world. You've got to have good marketing. However, that's my thoughts. Anyway, I'm here on the T120. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Got the Auchi screen on it, £130 or thereabouts, and it's brilliant. You should consider it. You should consider buying one for your bike in readiness for the new year ahead, the new season in the UK. Absolutely wonderful. There's my thoughts. Tell me what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was thought-provoking. Tell me your experiences in the comments. I'll see you very soon. Ride safely, be kind to everyone, and eat healthily. See you soon. Bye bye.